It has been the hardest year of my life.
Colorectal cancers are on the rise in younger and younger and healthier people. That's one of the reasons I want to talk about it, and the reason I'm talking about it so openly.
And so I was faced with the question, if I am just a too skinny, weak guy alone in an apartment with cancer, who am I? What am I? I had to come nose to nose with death.
Number one, I really did want to tell my story. I've been dealing with this pretty much in secret for a while. And in the past, I've found it actually really helpful and cathartic to share things publicly.
When James Van Der Beek, the actor millions first came to know as Dawson Leary on Dawson's Creek, died on February 11th, 2026, at just 48 years old, the headlines focused on his career and his battle with stage 3 colorectal cancer. But behind those headlines is a quieter, more complicated story. The life his wife, Kimberly Van Der Beek, and their 6 children are now trying to rebuild without him.
TMI, do you want some TMI? I got pregnant with Olivia 2 days after moving in with him. So that was 6 months into our relationship. Yeah. I was 7 months pregnant when we got married.
She arrived a couple months later.
Yeah. So that's how I know how many years we've been married. Yeah. How old is Olivia? We love having kids. We didn't really plan it out. No, it just happened. We had one planned child.
Out of 6, one was 100% on purpose.
Yeah, we had a miscarriage right before her and realized how much our heart really wanted her. And so I think that was why we said, let's do this. Yeah.
James and Kimberly built their life around family. They were raising 6 children: Olivia, Joshua, Annabelle, Amelia, Gwendolyn, and Jeremiah, in what friends described as a close, faith-filled household.
Before cancer, God was something I tried to fit into my life as much as possible. After cancer, I feel like a connection to God, whatever that is kind of the whole point of this exercise on this planet.
Fatherhood was something James openly cherished. In interviews over the years, he often described being a dad as the most important role of his life. Acting paid the bills, but his heart, by his own admission, belonged at home.
You know, emotionally, my kids making me tea. Dad, what do you need? I mean, it's a really, there's been a lot of beauty that's come out of it. But
that is what makes the loss even more profound. For Kimberly, she didn't just lose a public figure. She lost her husband, her partner in parenting, the man who helped carry the weight of everyday responsibilities. For the children, they didn't lose a celebrity. They lost their dad, the one who showed up for bedtime stories, school events, scraped knees, and life advice. Financial realities surfaced alongside emotional grief. According to verified fundraising reports and public statements, the cost of James' prolonged cancer battle had drained much of the family's resources. Medical treatments for advanced cancer are not only physically exhausting, they are financially overwhelming. Hospital stays, specialist consultations, medications, travel for care, and long-term treatment plans add up quickly. Even families with savings and a steady income can find themselves struggling under that weight. A GoFundMe page created to support the family explained plainly that the extended fight against cancer left them out of funds. That statement shocked some fans who assumed that years of television and film work would have guaranteed lifelong financial security. But the truth is more complicated. Acting income can fluctuate, healthcare costs can exceed expectations, and when someone spends years fighting a serious illness, work often slows or stops entirely. Reports indicated that James even sold personal memorabilia connected to his career to help offset treatment expenses as his illness progressed. That detail, more than anything, reveals the practical pressure the family was under. Letting go of meaningful items tied to decades of work is not something most people do lightly. It reflects urgency, responsibility, and a desire to keep fighting. For Kimberly, the financial strain adds another layer to an already overwhelming emotional burden. Losing a spouse means facing every responsibility alone, from managing household bills to making long-term decisions about schooling, housing, and stability. She is grieving while also planning, mourning while budgeting, remembering while trying to move forward. In her public message after James' passing, Kimberly described how he met his final days with courage, faith, and grace. Those words were simple, but they carried weight. Courage suggests he did not allow fear to define him. Faith suggests he leaned on spiritual beliefs during uncertainty. Grace suggests he approached suffering without bitterness. Friends and family have echoed that description. Tributes described him as grounded, loving, and spiritually centered. His ex-wife, Heather McComb, referred to his deep love of God that shined through him, highlighting that faith was not something he displayed only in crisis. It was part of who he was. Faith, however, does not erase pain. It does not cancel hospital visits or stop children from missing their father at the dinner table. What it can do, and what those close to the family suggest it has done, is provide perspective. It offers language for hope when outcomes are uncertain. It gives grieving hearts something steady to hold on to. For the children, grief looks different at each age. Olivia, as the oldest at 15, is old enough to understand the permanence of loss. Joshua and Annabelle are navigating adolescence without their father's daily guidance. Amelia, Gwendolyn, and little Jeremiah will grow up carrying memories that may blur over time, shaped by stories their mother and siblings continue to tell. Children in situations like this often experience layered emotions. Sadness is obvious, but there can also be confusion, anger, fear about the future, and concern about their remaining parent. Seeing their mother shoulder responsibilities alone may create both admiration and worry. The family's financial challenges, though supported by community donations, add another dimension. Stability matters deeply to children, especially after loss. Community response has been significant. Within a short time of the fundraiser being shared publicly, donations reached into the millions. Contributions came not only from fans, but reportedly from colleagues in the entertainment industry. This outpouring of support does not replace a father. It does not restore a husband, but it does reduce immediate financial panic. It allows Kimberly to focus more on emotional healing and less on urgent bills. Still, there is pressure. Being the surviving parent of 6 children is already a full-time responsibility. Doing so while the world watches and while media outlets report on your financial status adds complexity. Kimberly must balance privacy with gratitude. She must protect her children's emotional space while acknowledging public kindness. Financially, the family situation highlights a broader truth. Serious illness can destabilize even households that appear secure. Insurance does not always cover everything. Income can slow during treatment. Expenses multiply in ways that are hard to predict. The Beek family's openness about being out of funds after a long medical fight has quietly sparked conversations about healthcare costs and financial preparedness. Emotionally, Kimberly's role has shifted dramatically. She is now the sole daily anchor for 6 young lives. She must comfort them while processing her own sorrow. She must answer difficult questions about death and faith. She must help them carry memories forward without allowing grief to define their future. In past interviews, James often spoke about wanting his children to grow up with strong values, kindness, resilience, gratitude. Those qualities may now become the family's foundation. Faith, which friends say was central to his life, may also remain central to theirs, not as a shield against hardship, but as a framework for understanding it. Those close to the family describe a home filled with love, even in mourning. Grief does not eliminate love. In many ways, it magnifies it. Stories about James are reportedly shared often, about his humor, his dedication, his protective nature as a father. For young children especially, stories help keep a parent present in memory. The financial donations have provided breathing room, but rebuilding takes time. There will be practical decisions ahead, educational planning, long-term budgeting, possibly adjusting lifestyle expectations. There will also be emotional milestones. First birthdays without him, first graduations, first holidays marked by absence. Yet in the midst of all this, there is evidence of strength. Kimberly's public tone has not been one of despair, but of gratitude mixed with heartbreak. That balance suggests resilience. It reflects someone who understands both loss and support. James' legacy, according to those who knew him best, is not limited to television credits. It lives in 6 children who were raised in a home that prioritized family over fame. It lives in a wife who describes his final days in terms of faith rather than fear. It lives in a community response that showed compassion on a global scale. Loss changes a family permanently. Financial strain complicates that change, but support, whether spiritual, communal, or practical, can soften the hardest edges of transition. For Kimberly and the children, the road ahead will not be simple. There will be days when grief feels fresh. There will be moments when financial planning feels overwhelming, but there will also be reminders of love, in shared memories, in faith traditions they continue, and in the generosity that surrounded them when they needed it most. In the end, the story of this family is not just about hardship. It is about how quickly life can shift. It is about how even public figures face private battles. And it is about how faith, community, and love can carry people through seasons they never expected to face. James Van Der Beek's career made him recognizable. His role as husband and father defined him more deeply. And now, as his wife and children move forward, that identity, loving, faithful, devoted, may be the strongest foundation they have left.